Hello, 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 hello. Apologies for my tardiness, but we have made it eventually. Let's check everything is working right. I believe we are all good. The countdown to here is here, not the countdown to nothing, I assure you. No, definitely apologies for my tardiness, but we have arrived, and Portugal is available to us. A land of hope and opportunity, with some very weird colonial structures in EU5 at the moment that we need to try and understand. Now, we've definitely got a long way to go, but I don't know, it'll be fun. Let's give it a go. I haven't really played many colonial games so far. It's been a system that you sort of got to use because of how well integral it is, right, to your games. But it's and it's monetary rewards, right? But it's not really something that is designed optimally, shall we say. Very different to EU4, where the colonisation it sort of fit the theme of the game, but it didn't fit how it maybe should be. So I don't know. I had a proper decent Portugal strategy that I enjoyed in the previous patch. No idea whether it'll work in 1.1, as the economics are completely different. But we've got nothing to lose by giving it a go. So let us have a look at our cabinet first. We will get our heir in our cabinet. Make him the head of the cabinet. And we shall get a member of our burghers in there as well. Now, our heir, he's shocking either way, but we will encourage migration to Lisbon. And we could strengthen government, but it probably makes sense to develop Lisbon as well. Now, we want to start up our economy pretty much just out of Lisbon. It's the best thing we can really do. Get our core buildings based up there. We've got full proximity, so we won't get any issues. Now, let's have a look quickly at our core RGOs as well. Is there anything decent that we can make straight off the bat? Yes, actually. Let's get these little iron ones going. We'll worry about marble later, but we want to get our core industries going first, like we already mentioned. And we can intervene in the rivals' war. Nope. In terms of our technology, we want to rush for probably the stability investment and the religious influence, to be honest. That's actually quite a really strong buff, especially for a Catholic nation, just because of how strong cardinals are on getting those aspects really early on. And so how much are we actually developing per month as it is? We're getting 0.29 a month. So yeah, that would be pretty much a 33% increase, which is obviously gigantic. Welcome back, MC Gaming. You are very much welcome back into the fold. Now let's get cracking, because if we want to get to colonisation, we've got some time ahead of us. Now, in terms of our diplomacy, let's just cut our diplomatic spending for a bit. Oh, nope, we need to get rid of our forts. So, the Spanish can definitely be a threat here, and we've got to be very aware of that, right? But our forts are hella expensive. So we need to ensure we're going on the right terrain for the forts that we do have. So, let's have a look. Topography. So this is all flat land. So probably not worth spamming the forts here. We'll keep this one as its hills. Now you're in the centre, but having zone of control there is probably decent. Get rid of you. Same with the one in Porto. And probably you as well, because we just want to sort of keep our core settlements going. Castile wants to ally? Absolutely. Now, is there anything else diplomatically we can do? Let's have a look. The only one to alliance might be the Pope. Let's improve relations with the Pope. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Improve relations with England as well. And we'll see where we go from that. I think we can actually get a decent economy going off our own back. So we probably want to go... Our nobles aren't that strong. We don't actually have that much inherent wealth. So if we go for like a peasant-free subject build, it will probably work out quite well for ourselves. So let's have a look at our estate privileges. So we've got feudal nobility, which will be good for our subjects. But then again, it does buff us towards traditional economy. So is there anything we can change that to? Well, we want harbour administration as soon as possible, won't we? So we are quite far away from naval, but we can work on that. Well, we'll give noble navy straight away. That will help in that regard. Our clergy, well, we probably want to go centralised. Albeit, if we end up expanding into Iberia, decentralised will be very useful for us. We'll go powerful dioceses for the possible clerics. That'll be very good for our economy. In terms of our burghers, what we want to do is we want to get down capital economy as soon as possible. Just because in the current patch, capital economy is absolutely insane. Hey, welcome to the club, MC Gaming. You've subscribed and you've upgraded from there, so I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, capital economy is what we need to do. So we have got, well, our tax efficiency is, well, we definitely want urban development grants, don't we? We don't want to buff up our burghers too much. We just need to get down capital economy. Decentralization, free subjects. It's whether we really want to spend the stability this early on getting rid of these sort of stuff, though. But they're all decent privileges. We can come back to that in the future. Hi, Time's ticking. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Is Placidity and Regium better than more cardinals? Well, it's all situational, isn't it? Like, as is everything in this game, really. You need to sort of figure out what is best for your country, right? If you're playing in someone like, do we want the University in Lisbon? Yes, because we're going to go centralised. If you're playing someone like Hungary, it can be insane to go down that sort of crown power route. You get 50% crown power, you sell your gold and silver around the world, and you just make bank, right? But if we're Little World Portugal, what are we actually getting out of that crown power? Sure, we're gonna have a decent trade income, so that's going to be used for it. But what would the cardinal ability get us? And sort of siding against France in the Great Schism is going to be useful for us in terms of balance of power. The Catholicism buffs we can get as well, and just the pure inherent demands of our cabinet ministers, right? Hosting a cabinet seat somewhere isn't like useless. It gives you fine cloth demand, it gives you paper demand, and all of that goes for, especially such a small economy, can actually give you some real economic advantages. It takes so long to get to colonisation. Yeah, this is definitely a save that's going to go on for a while. But I did a cheeky little video on optimization recently. If you haven't seen, basically the settings that you need to make your game run fast. And it has really sped up my game, right? I can't stress that the least. It's probably doubled my game speed. So we shouldn't be too far out, but it will take us a while. But I highly doubt we're just going to be sat here the entire game. There will be stuff to do. And if anything, just learning how to build an economy out of nothing is always going to be very useful. Now, conducting a census or promote urbanisation are our first two properly good parliaments that we've been offered. Now, where is this town that we've been offered? It's Wine in the north and the coast. That's actually a pretty good town to get, you know. We definitely could go for that, but conducting a census is also very good as well for population growth. However, we are about to get a Black Death, so I think promoting urbanisation is probably going to be our best option. And it does mean that then we can then continue to spam buildings in Lisbon and make bank off that, really. So to that aim, we're going to automate our taxes quickly. We can come back and do some manual focus on that later. We'll cut our army and our army maintenance as well, albeit we should probably stick our king on there for... Actually, no, I lie. We'll stick our king on our navy for crown power. What else in terms of our economy? Well, we just want to pump our cost of core up probably. But same with our minting, actually. We'll do some early minting. We'll get above 5%, which means we'll double our chance of getting to balance the budget. Treaty of Tangier, support an ally in England. Sure, let's do it. We can always improve relations with Castile to alleviate that negative impact. Are you not expanding in Europe? Well, we'll see how we go, right? We are puny little Portugal. We haven't got very many levies. And our economic situation isn't the best. It's not bad. I think Portugal is so underrated in terms of its economic focus. You really can build a strong economy. But it's definitely not the easiest thing to do in the world. Now, research progress. Shipwright standardization regulation. That doesn't look too bad, actually. It'll cost us 12 stability, but why not? It will get us closer to capital economy. And then... traditional ideas, why not? Not my favourite, but it gets us over 50%, which will get us that free town up here, which will be very, very useful for us. Oh, we are fully out of gold and silver, as you can see by the fact we're not minting at all. Let's pump up our nobility tax so we don't go bankrupt in the meantime, and see if we can just find someone. I know the early game, it's not the easiest, right? It's often a challenge, but we'll see. Lubeck, we just want one actually. And silver, go from Oslo, why not? There we go. Hopefully that sorts us out. Now, we're about to get our free town. Brilliant. Our heir still needs to be married off. So let's see if we can get him a diplomat. So we can do that. Oh, a new courtier, which is a bastard. Yeah, that's a bastard. Not the best. Taking Granada and Morocco is pretty easy. Castile will carry you. Yeah, if we can get to Granada, we're golden. The RGOs in this region is insane, as you can see by the fact Morocco's already gone there, right? But yeah, taking this north coast will be definitely very, very useful for us, especially as we go as far into naval as possible. Because if we can get the harbour administration reform, we are going to be minted, because we'll be able to get so much proximity over all of our lands. And then we can probably set up a naval governor in Morocco, actually, or a local governor, depending on which one meets the prerequisites. But yeah, it's definitely on the cards. Now, we're finally minting again, as we've got gold, which gives us the opportunity to beef up Lisbon. And influenza. Oh, I thought that was going to be smallpox for a second there, which would not have been good. I usually see AI Castile get rocked by Morocco and Tunis. To be honest, I haven't seen that much. Oh no, our heir has impregnated the bastard already. Brilliant. There goes our legitimacy. Well, thank God we've got a decent bit of money coming in, but I think we might need to pivot back on our minting just slightly. So we don't over mint at the moment, because obviously our minting is based on your tax base, right? So we want to mint highly when our tax base is high, which is why you do it before the Black Death. And you let your inflation go down over the Black Death at the same time as well. Actually, for that reason, I'm just going to pump it straight back up again. But obviously, if your tax base is getting exponentially larger and you're still minting, then you'll have to get that inflation down while your tax base is high. So there's two sides to every story. I just ignore colonisation. It's quite tedious. It can be, but I think that's why we need to figure out how it's going. Right, we've been called into the Castilian-Navarra War. Sure, let's join. We've got our footmen. We could actually use them in battle if you really want to. I mean, we might as well send them over there to loot some provinces. Let's do it. To war! Sire! We go to war. Now, continue beefing up Lisbon. Do we want to assassinate... What? So, our heir has impregnated this lady, and we have the option to assassinate her. No. I don't think we can be doing that one. I don't know that event chain, to be honest, so it'll be quite interesting to see how it comes out. There's a big pro-auto trade Reddit movement at the moment. Look, I've always been a control of monetary policy. Do we want to do this one? Innovative, inflation, max tax. Not at the moment. We need to keep our people taxed. Look, as you can see, like the gain we just got out of that small manual trade of getting just a little bit of gold has been very, very useful to us. So there is always space for doing some sort of manual trading. But the vast majority of it is that you will just get similar outcomes from the AI. So why not just let the AI take that strain off you, right? That is, give that province to Castile, and we'll pull our army back because we've just used up all of our manpower. But hey, have we got a sergeant entry? Yeah, we do. That's good. No, there's definitely a space for it, right? You have to, in everything, you have to be prepared to take some control and do it yourself. But for the vast majority of it, the AI will do as good a job as a human without much recourse. Thanks for your videos, the Ton. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here. That's the more important bit. And thank you for showing up today. Even with my tardiness of coming 20 minutes late. Apologies for that once again. Now, we need to ally? We need to marry off our heir. So is there any personal unions that we'd like to get? No, not really. So we're sort of looking at stats. Now, to be fair, that's a personal union. But do we really want a PU next to France? Probably not this early, as it might deprive us from getting one in the future. Obviously, there's quite a large negative modifier for if you do have a PU and you're trying to marry people, and it will stop you getting further ones. Let's go for this. Oh, no, we are not going for her. She's 47. That's very modern. We'll go for the 16-year-old one. There we go. Now, we need to keep working our economy and getting down capital economy ASAP. Same with free subjects. Cultural tradition, brilliant. Can we make any more buildings in Lisbon? Let's give it a good go. Undefined. The big downside of auto trade is that you aren't making specific markets, harbor out your goods. Yeah, it does. It definitely tapers out, right? So you need to figure out the balance that you want. Now we've got the Age of Renaissance. So there's a lot of really good buffs in all of these, especially for the mercenary ones and the admin focus. That can be so strong because, I mean, in multiplayer especially, the meta is quite significantly on mercenaries at the moment. You just make an insane economy and you just spam the hell out of mercs because the AI doesn't really do it. So you've got an advantage, and it just gives whoever's got the biggest economy a gigantic advantage, which, don't get me wrong, is a problem with EU5 and it's something that needs to be fixed, but it's so strong we sort of have to go down that route. I guess that's the problem with any sort of meta game. It means that you sort of have to follow it. Does your parents' stats influence the children's abilities? From my perspective, it's completely luck based. There's no like genetics like there are in CK3. Now, I did kind of like that, to be honest, having to sort of go around the map, finding really good traits and build your like eugenics line. Essentially, is what it was, right? But it's just frankly a bit unrealistic because it's sort of, you could just give yourself constant geniuses and pack your entire tree with them, and it just was not real, and it sort of took you away from that innate aspect. But no, it is random. Obviously, by paying for education, that's quite a big factor of something you can influence. Now, we've got above 5% inflation here because we want to try and trigger balance the budget, which is obviously one of the strongest parliamentary issues in the entire game. If you want to learn more about how you can spawn these parliamentary issues, I chucked a video out on it last night, so give it a watch. It's a good one. If you really want to learn how to maximize every sort of aspect of your game, because finding the triggers for these parliamentary actions seems quite tacit, but it actually, getting 4 balanced budgets rather than 2 can be like really make your game just because of how much gold it just injects straight into your economy, especially early on. Admin is nice, Diplo is good for republics. Yeah, admin is definitely the strongest stat. Like, oh no, even more legitimacy and prestige evaporating. Like, let's have a look quickly at our ruler stats. Like, look at what you're getting for admin. Like, advisor cost, crown power, buildings cost, and proximity. For Diplo, estate satisfaction is really good, don't get me wrong. And Diplo rep and loyalty of subjects. But those 2 values, they're really strong, and same with Diplo capacity. But it's very situational. Whereas military is really quite useless. Like, complacency is good, sure, but just training generals and admirals, yeah, you really don't need military skill unless you're about to host a battle. And for the vast majority of things, right, we have our rulers on our navies and armies for crown power, right? We want that 25%. Oh, I'm in command bonus, rather than you're doing it to have your best guy on your best army, right? I love favoured heir succession because of that. Yeah, it basically means you get your best heir, which is always quite good. Could we change that, actually? Favoured youngest son. Yeah, favoured son succession. We could go for that, but I don't know. We don't have very many good options at the moment. Free gold for stability. Yes, we'll take 70 gold for 2 stability. Who are you kidding? Of course we're going to take that. We could use some tool guilds. Let's do it. And some distillers guilds. We just want to basically make our economy out of Lisbon at the moment, as you should do in sort of any early game. So we've won the War of Navarre, it seems, albeit we're finding some random French vassals, which are interesting. I mean, they can do what they want to do. We're just going to sit back and enjoy life. They think a stud farm would be quite effective. Oh, unhappiness with the merchants. Do you want to reduce our trade investments? Yeah, why not? It doesn't really matter this early on, especially with the Black Death about to hit us. Speaking of, do we want to try and save up for a hospital? I don't know if it's worth it. Our population is really quite low, so we could always isolate the cities. That's quite a good one. The Lisbon earthquake has not happened yet, so that's something to be... Oh no, our son had a hunting accident. Brilliant. That's not brilliant at all. We might have our daughter become our heir, actually. Let's have a look. Who is our heir? Oh, is this the Castilian? Oh, no, we've got a grandson. Okay, phew. We're okay. We'll spend some fancy education on him and we will be fine. We'll get this nobility guy in our cabinet. He's got decent stats. Now, in terms of our nobility power, where are they at? Because, oh yeah, 35%. So we don't really want to make him head of the cabinet. But he's still good to have in there anyway, just because of his good stats. Lisbon earthquake, yeah, we need to prepare for that, actually. You are right, not to overdevelop Lisbon until that happens. So I think, to be honest, we want to just start saving up for the good education of our heir, even if it is stupidly expensive for this early on. And I'm aware it is. It's just something that's really quite important, isn't it? Yeah. Well, to be fair, though, it'll work. He should get a good rate. And it looks like we'll have a regency for a while, so we do need to prepare for that, but it shouldn't be too bad. Peace. Oh, a monastery and a magnum opus. Sure, why not? Now, let's just pump up our minting for a second. Oh no, we got a loan. That's really painful. Oh well. Balance the budget might save us. Why build in Lisbon when there might be an when there will be an earthquake? Well, because it's where we want our economy to be, right? It's only a small amount of buildings that you lose. It's not the end of the world. Don't get me wrong, we shouldn't overstack it, but we can definitely think of saving up to get our education sorted before that. Now, what have we got in terms of our next parliament? We've got conduct a census. It's probably what we'll go for, to be honest. Albeit promote a member of the burghers isn't too bad either. Anything else? Market expansion, army exercises. Well, we could go down the army exercises route. Not because it's good, but because we want to get a claim on Granada and get Castile in our war. Let's do it. Why not? I've convinced myself. But do we go for army exercises? Or, yeah, we'll do army exercises. Why not? Now, that means we can go down the autonomy support and fabricate a CB, and we'll actually do it on... Wait, who is Morocco allied to? Just Granada. Okay, we'll do it on Morocco. Fabricate CB on Morocco, and we will do it here. Now, we can, after this war's ended, which it should be now, let's just check with Castile. Yes. Let's have a look at declaring war on Morocco. That's Castile. Let's not invade Castile, that would be bad. Set Granada as a co-belligerent, call in Castile, and let's go straight in. Let's summon all of our levies. I know it's not great for our economy, but it's not the end of the world. And call in Castile. Now, our heir is underage, yet we are aware, and we need to get him education. So we're going to continue annoying our nobility, but we need 250 quid if we want to get him a good education. And I think you are right, that with the earthquake coming down the line, it's definitely worth it. How do you deal with overbinding, overbuilding with estate constructions? I mean, you can always just delete bad buildings, right? Your estate's expanding stuff isn't usually a problem. I know it can be if it's wasted, but wait, do we just? I raised the wrong levies. I'm a bloody idiot. Yeah, I haven't really seen it as a problem because you can just. Sometimes it is a bit tedious, right? Having to go back through and manually do it, but you can always just do that. So it's not the end of the world. But just keep an eye on it is what I'd say. Now, let's send our army over there. We want to try and get at least some of these cities occupied before Castile takes them all. And we need... And there goes a little bit of stability. Is it 250 quid we need for our heir? Oh, they're giving us the land. That's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Castile. I love you. You are the best. Whether it's worth going into Morocco Central, I'm not sure. Oh no, everyone is dying. This is not good. Do we want to pay 60 for 20 legitimacy? Probably not. Yeah, we have a regency. So we need to get this guy educated as fast as possible. But he is a prodigy. Oh my god, we are so lucky. Yeah, if we get him a proper education, we are in a good stead. Now let's pull back our speed a bit. We're in a war, aren't we? A certain Portugal player on the Wonder MP, that may or may not be me, is going to enjoy watching this. Well, I hope it goes well for you. Hopefully I'm there next week. I'm not sure yet, but I know we've got some war on the horizon. Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, on Saturdays I partake in Wonder Productions as MP, and I am playing England, and we are getting very much outscaled by the France player at the moment. But it's there is war on the horizon, so there is definitely space for some sort of fancy shenanigans, let's say, to happen. Do we want to improve our naval tradition or get closer to navy? We'll go for naval tradition. It's quite good. Are we getting food here? Yeah, we are. Okay, perfect. Getting our maritime presence up from our naval levies, which is always good. There's not really any problem with doing that. Now we want some charcoal right near our capital, so we'll go ahead with that one. Same with a tar kiln, but I know we've already got one in our country, so it's not the end of the world. And as you can see, I am addicted to spending money. As I've just said, oh yeah, we need to get our education for our heir, and now I've just spent it on random ass buildings. This is the problem with EU5. There is so much to build and so much to develop, and if you're not playing a nation with infinite money, Mr. France, you sort of have to be very careful. Oh, there's an independent country in the middle of France. Lovely. Well done, guys. Now, where is our money evaporating from? Because I'm minting a hell of a lot and we are losing a lot of money. Cost of court. That's the one. Building maintenance as well. To be fair, it's actually probably worth us shutting down our cathedrals and our monasteries just for the early game until we've got a bit more money. Granada, they definitely want to peace out. But, I mean, if I can take it, why not? Right? Why not? If we can get some land early on over here, we are going to be minted. So it's definitely the right thing to do. How's multiplayer stability now? Multiplayer is looking good. I mean, don't get me wrong. You always, in any sort of Paradox game, you always have desyncs and you always have bloody hour-long rehosts and that sort of stuff. But it's pretty good. It doesn't seem like... I don't know if any of you guys played it, but early Hearts of Iron 4. Oh my god, that was horrendous. Literally, the game was... multiplayer, because HOI4 is like the multiplayer gem in Paradox's crown, right? It's the game they want people to be playing multiplayer for, and yet it was resoundingly unplayable. Like every host, every time, like in-game chat that hardly worked, and sometimes messages went through to people and sometimes they didn't, and it's like you're tearing your hair out at what's going on. Okay, we can't take the entirety of Granada, which is annoying, but we can see if we can take the coast, because we'll be able to get proximity over that. Go for the dies. No, I don't want to take too much. Yeah, we'll do that. Even that is pushing it a bit much, to be honest, but Castile will protect us. Because we're right next to them. As long as we don't annoy them, we will be fine to just take loads of stuff. And Morocco will keep fighting for now, because Castile are wasting their lives in my foreign conquest, which I am all for. So if we can keep that going, that will be brilliant. In my experience, the most annoying thing in EU5 MP is just one or two players having a bad PC and internet, which slowed down the entire game. Yeah, absolutely right. I think we've all experienced that, and we tried an MP in my server, which sadly I was unavailable for, and it just hasn't really had much speed, which has been a bit of an issue. But if you optimize your settings, so I'd recommend to all of you, even if you aren't that interested in min-maxing your settings, just go back and give that video a quick watch, because it literally doubled my game speed. And you can see, like, here, before, we were lagging and we were holding back and we weren't really getting through that much. But look, we're able to do mumps in a few minutes and it's progressing quite nicely. So I have a good PC, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like insane 5090s or anything. But to be honest, you really shouldn't need that for a game like EU5. It's a sad state that the game is in that you do, but we sort of just have to delve deep with the tools at our disposal, and fast universalis is quite good as well. But no, it's an interesting dichotomy. Now, when we want to peace out Morocco, because we can probably get some decent stuff out of them. Nice to see you doing so well, and you started back in November. Yeah, thank you, Mortal. I appreciate you being here. It's good to see you. No, it's been a fun ride. I'm enjoying it. So, and thank you all for joining me on this journey. But no, take over the market centre. Absolutely, why not? Abandon piracy. That would be brilliant, to be fair. Why not? And humiliate them. Actually, do we want to take anything in the tip? Probably. If we can take the state here. And well, look, we can make this all vassals, can't we? So it's not like it's just going into nowhere. But we will get some good reward out of it. Is there any other good RTOs we need? Probably not. Okay. We'll just do that for now. And we got basically no money out of that. And Castile got it all. But to be fair, they did pretty much do everything. So we can't complain too much. Now, we have this good region. And we have our heir. It doesn't look like he's going to need much education, actually. Being a prodigy, he's going to get some insane stats. But let's release some vassals. So we can keep the game going while we're doing it. We're not losing too much money. Even with the Black Death down the line. We need to... Where is it? Diplomacy, diplomacy. Am I blind? Yes, I am blind. There we go. Create subjects. Historical subjects. Yeah, it's not worth it. Castile have broken off their alliance. Oh, we might be cooked. And the Black Death. Oh, no. Okay. That's not amazing. It's not the end of the world. We will deal with it as it comes. Inez de Castro. Sure. Please, sure. Leonardo de Begon. Sure. And this random nobility lady. Right. What is your reason for... Oh, because I've got a coalition is why you don't want to ally me. Well, we might have committed suicide. How big is this coalition? Because I maybe should have checked more. Actually, I need to look at the antagonism, don't I? So it's Morocco, Tlemcen, Zab, Tunis. Okay, well... Little tip if you didn't know, you can directly reduce the people that are going into your coalition by just improving relations with them. So we're going to do that quickly with Tlemcen and Tunis. Now, we'll improve relations with Castile as well, but we're almost tapped out of that. And so we'll stick a bit more on our diplomatic spending, even though I know we can't afford it. But look, we don't really have many options in our predicament. Castile usually gets friendly again, especially if you sided against France. Yeah, hopefully... They forgive us soon, but they're just scared of this impending coalition. But it's not the end of the world. I think we can defend ourselves quite nicely. We'll turn away the refugees. We will enforce our... Will we? Yeah, for now. We just need to survive the Black Death and try and get our economy going. How's our trade doing, actually? Let's see if we can fix the issues of our manual trades. And just actually, I think doing a full reset is probably good. With the Black Death coming, it's going to have some patchy trades. Ah, we've got an independence movement. Why do you want to be independent already? You can't be disloyal already. Yep, you are. Brilliant. Okay, we'll have to deal with that. I literally just released them. Like, how are you disloyal already? That's mental. You can also get a cabinet member for Diplo. Ah, you are right. I totally forgot to do that. I should have done that to reduce the AE. I mean, I could still do it now, actually. Yes, that's not an awful idea. That will improve our diplomat and help us improve our relations with these guys faster. Is it worth doing it with Morocco? How much antagonism do we have with them? Too much. So Morocco and Granada is the big coalition. But if we just eliminate Granada, then there won't be anyone alive to be annoyed at us, is essentially the strategy. We probably want to consider a stud farm, but we do still have the earthquake down the line in Lisbon, so we don't want to overexpand. But I mean, if we have a horse RGO and our people are crying out for it, why not? As you can see, my spending problem continues, but it's not the end of the world. We have a lot of money going around. Must we play in Wonder MP here? I wound up declaring into coalition like 3 times in the first 2 sessions. Yeah, coalitions can be bad in single player, like as you've seen. The Castilians are very happy with us. But no, as long as you've done your Diplo right in multiplayer, you're fine. It's like me and you, for instance, right? We could be battling over borders, and when I had that early game advantage, I could have created some enemies, but because you think things through and you make deals, you're sort of set. Whereas you can't really do that with AI France. Like, that will just continue invading you and invading you and invading you regardless of what you do. We're actually going to attempt to reduce our AE with Morocco. What we'll do as well is improve relations with France. Oh no, that's really bad. So despite great. Despite releasing these guys about 2 seconds ago, all of our vassals have already revolted, despite it being in the middle of the Black Death. Now, that's awful. Objectively awful. But let's see what we can do, because, yeah. When you're in a regency, you obviously can't create fiefdoms. And what you often want to do is you need to create loads of fiefdoms at the same time, so you're not unbalancing yourselves too much. Now, I don't really think I've unbalanced myself too much, but I guess we have. So, slight issue, but let's deal with it. Obviously, the Black Death being here is an even bigger bit of an issue. But if we get our army into the sea ASAP, how many people can we hold in our navy? 6,000. Okay, so we will split off. You guys create new units. There we go. Split of 5 of you. So we've got this lot here. Now, if I've done my calculation right, they should be able to embark, and then we get yourselves over to Cadiz. And we will quickly shut down these little rebellious upstarts. An act of God. Sure. Right. Balance our army, and there we go. We've got rid of those guys. Now let's quickly push up the coast. Luckily, they don't have the Granadan fort, otherwise that would be an issue. But until then, we're all good. As long as no one intervenes yet, it could have gone very badly for us there if any like Morocco intervened or something. But luckily, I think they still have choices with us. I did not jinx. Did I jinx it with Jadamsan? I better not have. I did. Great. Yeah, Jadamsan is in it. Amazing. I could just annex my vassal. No, they just left the war. Okay. As long as they're not dead, we can survive that. Right. The Sheikhdom of Malaga. Well, you need to annul your treaties with Granada. And you should be my vassal again? Here we go. I should have separate peace them actually. They must have been the war leader, but that's okay. It means we can get back to peace. Right, disband the levies, get you on a ship, and we are very much running low on manpower. So let's get back home. Now we've got a research we can do as well. Probably grant privileges and mills is what we want to do next. If we can get our RGO size up, it's always going to be useful. But we sort of need to pray for it. Oh, bloody hell, Cadiz. I've literally just fought a war to save you and me. To be fair, they were the only loyal one. So we can probably invest in improving their relations as well. Bubonic plague. Oh, just let it run for us, really. It's not. We probably should have segregated our country, actually. I forgot to do that, but it's too late to do now. We've gone through it, and we've taken the pain. Diplo rep can also help with reducing antagonism. Absolutely, and that's sort of the reason why we're going for it. Fill our treasury or stability. We'll probably fill our treasury, but we'll leave that until we've looked at our parliament. We've got officer lists, naval infrastructure, which is very good. Castle works, member of the burghers, or support a cathedral. Nothing that good, to be honest. Might do the same exact reasoning for castle works, just to change some laws in our country. Now we'll fill our treasury a bit. Now for castle works, if we reduce our levy obligations, they'll love us forever. So if there's any laws we can change. Now, Iterant Court is good if we wanted to go decentralised, but we probably want to go centralised here. But it's not one that we really want to get rid of straight away. Central Council is good. Nobility controlled mining, we probably want to get off quite early. But do we want to go for burghers or do we want to go for peasantry? And actually, that's quite an interesting conundrum for a Portugal playthrough. I'm very open to hearing what you guys think. Do we want to go down the peasant route or do we want to go down the burgher economy? This would push us to free subjects earlier, which was very good. This would push us to capital economy and reduce our costs when we're mining loads, which is probably quite good when we're building up our economy from scratch, but we don't have that many mining RGOs. So I think we're going to go for the commoner one. It might not be the right idea, but it's done now. We can always change it in the future. Religious influence, let's do it. Let's unfund everything, and we need to get our economy rolling. But we, like I said, we do still have the earthquake down the line. Or we might have got lucky and not hit it, right? Burger does go well with Navy, and that's the economic thing for the late game, right? But a peasant economy is good too, so let's see where we go. Legitimacy, sure. Our economy is not great at the moment. Crown Prince has learnt so much. Now, this is an insane event. So this guy is going to be a proper god king. He's 8 years old. We haven't even educated him. Actually, that's probably worth giving him an administrative education. And he is a prodigy, and he's learnt so much. So he's just going to get free stats out of nowhere. And it's admin. Insane. There we go. Now, we are still struggling with our economy. We need balance the budget. As you can see, oh no, this is not good. We have to pray it doesn't get to our good air. If it does, we are in trouble. Why do our nobility hate us so much? They are still even supporting rebels, nobility rebels in fact. Oh, we'll deal with it later. We can't deal with everything at the same time. We have bigger issues. Now, does anyone want to allies yet? Castile is -50 because of the coalition. France is -90 and England is -60. Okay, so we just need to reduce this coalition likelihood ASAP. We've got a decent research coming in. Actually, let's reduce our naval levies. I keep forgetting to disband them, and then get our remaining navy in the sea for maritime presence. The event will probably happen again, probably. No naval at Portugal. Look, we'll get there. Give us time. Give us time. We will get there. Because what we need to do is we need to get the harbour administration thing ASAP. But yeah, 15% crown power because we're in this nobility regency is painful. Even with the fact we're getting some great stats of our current ruler. But we just need to get this guy on the throne ASAP. But we will get there. Actually, to be fair, we can start pushing it now. Let's go down the route. How do we get our economy going? So, there are some good RGOs, especially the horse ones. Oh, really? Again? Have we not just smacked them? Like, okay, this is gonna get a bit frustrating if I can't even keep these guys loyal. Well, teething issues we'll go with, teething issues. Now, hopefully we've got a strong enough navy to not run us into any issues. I will still raise all of my levies. Are the other vassals in it? Yes, they are. That's good at least. So all we have to do is occupy their capital and we will be fine. Yeah, this is the issue with not being able to make fiefdoms because your king died so early. So we've had a bit of some bad RGO on that one. RGO? No, RNG. That's the word. But we'll get there in the end. Right, separate the army again, and we'll just send everyone down to Cadiz. Now, we could actually go for Tunis here, and use it as an opportunity to... yeah, we'll send them to Castile, make Castile like us. Why not? I'm never against that. Yeah, so as you can see, they are slowly ferrying people in. So if we use the opportunity to wipe them out, we can get some good money off Tunis here, which could bankroll the start of our entire economy. Come on. That's one. Albeit they somehow keep getting across, which is frustrating. Right. Strait of Gibraltar, that's good. Now, to be fair, if we just left them, why don't we just... We could just run off and go to Tunis proper. Because if we occupied their capital, surely they'd be straight out of the war. But we wouldn't have that much food, that's the issue. What's our current war score of them? Not a lot. Okay. We've got 3,000 levies here we can use to defend ourselves. Our fort maintenance is up. And our vassals, well, they can survive being occupied for a bit. Yeah, so we're going to do that. It might not seem the most clever thing in the world to do. Come on. Destroy the navy. Good. Right. We will land in Tunis and we will get as much war score as we can get, and then we can try and piece them out for some money. I know they are currently sieging us down, so it's not going to be easy going either way, but it's a gamble, and you don't get anywhere unless you try. So we want to start distributing food. There we go. Is Tunis there? There might be... No, I don't think they are. So they have 16,000 levies. They've seemingly got quite a lot over here, right? Now, do we want to intervene and try and fight those? Oh, we're just going to ignore them. But what we can do is fend them off with our navy. So where is their navy? Is it still in port? We might run into food issues because we're doing this. Oh no, they are over there. Bugger. Okay, we're in trouble. What can we do? Just try and peace out Cadiz, maybe? Occupy them. Wait, is that a Mamluks? No, it's it. Oh no, this is trouble. Okay, D-Day moment. This is not good. The entire Muslim world seems to be turning on us, and our Castilian alliance has abandoned us. Right, D-Day, let's get out of here. The cat ruined it. Yeah, go for the art quality. Why not? Right, let's get home. We'll have to do this smartly and slowly, I think. Oh my god, Cadiz, they just annihilated my other subjects. Okay, we're gonna just try and wipe out it. Oh yes, we've been saved. That is the best luck we could ever have. Those 2 early deaths really made you miss almost the whole unique content. Yes, which isn't awful for us, to be fair, because we don't have that like PU angle with Castile. But what we can do now is call Castile in to save the day. There we go. Right. Game saved. We don't have to do an annoying restart. But it does now mean that it's going to be a lot harder to get any sort of monetary reparations out of Tunis. But we're certainly in no rush to abandon the war. Albeit, we might be if we lose our entire army here. Right, we'll retreat. Go on, Castile, raise your levies. Win my war for me. Please. Please. They came to their senses. If you advocate a civil war start, you don't get the PU. Oh, interesting. Well, getting the PU doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, right? Because the good thing about EU5 PUs is they go both ways. It's not just a one-way relationship like it was in EU4. In EU4, if you've got PUs, oh my god, you're their subject. In EU5, it's a partnership. It's really not the end of the world. Right, we're running low on characters. Oh great, that's really bad. I swear, the quality of Muslim countries and armies in the early game is crazy. We just need to stick together with our numerical advantage. Now, did Castile just shut down all of their armies? Nope, they're just not here. Great. Okay, let's get ourselves unsieged. Get you... How are we doing for maritime presence? Ah, there we go. There is the... Well, we can't afford that. So the Lisbon earthquake is here. We've lost a lot of buildings, but we didn't overinvest, which is not the end of the world. We've got to build back up now. It's faster to conquest Castile than annexing by PU. Yeah, you are right, but obviously you don't get cores unless you do the vassal strategy. And as you can see, we're having a bit of problem with that vassal strategy. So we'll have to navigate it very carefully. Now, can we increase our trust with Castile? There we go. Hopefully that means they won't abandon us this time. Now, they should auto-unsiege. But the fact that the Cadiz have just released all of our vassals is quite frustrating. But I guess it does mean we'll have one mega vassal. It's not the end of the world. And we can't afford a new cabinet minister, which is even more frustrating. Yeah, our economy is in the gutter. So we're going to have to cut some more forts, I think. We need to reduce our expenditure as much as possible. We'll use Castile as our fort, essentially. And just get a solid income, and then we will be fine. Try and get some money off Tunis if possible. But is their army still alive? 6,000 left. We will try another Tunisian invasion. Let's do it. If we can get some solid money off Tunis, we can use that to jumpstart our entire economy. Is there a video coming out in Portugal? Well, we'll have to see, won't we? No, colonisation is next on my agenda, so there will be colonisation content, live streams, videos, whatever. We will get there. Castile trolling EU5 diplomacy. Yeah, it's it is so annoying, but we've got through it, and that's the important bit. Ooh. We are having technical issues. Where are we? Come on, game. We've slightly frozen. I mean, it's Iron Man, so we will have an autosave if it does crash. But come on. I've not seen EU5 crash in a while. Okay, we're gonna restart and we're gonna get it going again. Sometimes it crashes. Thank you, Paradox, for your stability. It's really appreciated. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. We'll get straight back. In your last Portugal playthrough, Castile rivaled you day one and constantly declared on me. Well, good on you for not just quitting that playthrough straight away, let's be real. I think a lot of us would have tried something different, let's go with, straight away if they had that issue. But I'm sure it would definitely teach you something by sticking through it. So you have my respect, good sir. Castile won't rival if you do everything before unpausing. Yeah, fair, good strategy actually. You need to rival Morocco. I think we are. So let's check. So luckily we've got the autosave. Unfortunate for the crash, but we are back. And GHR is having trade power in different markets, opening, buying low and selling high. Pretty much, yeah. You're just sort of sourcing low price goods into high price good markets, and that's where you get your profit from. So it's really not that fancy. But it is, yeah, it's just sort of the fundamental economics of it, right? You use the mod called Fast Universalis, and the setting changes, and we got through 80 years in 3 hours. Oh my god, 80 years in 3 hours. Yeah, the setting changes are insane. I would really recommend them. See, our tax base is horrific. Right, we need to, we're a little bit behind due to the autosave, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll push down here, we'll siege down Cadiz, we'll get some war score ramping up. We do also have to, is that a rural location? Yeah, it is. Cool. This is a city. I mean, a city that early on is very useful. So we could even think about taking that for ourselves. But we need to get to Tunis. We need to get some money, and we will do that by taking over some of North Africa. So we'll land over here again, and second time's the charm, right? This was the plan the whole time. So hopefully, Castile is mopping up the rest of the Tunisians. Looks like it. Oh, but we might be getting mopped up. Yeah, we are. Oh no. Wait, you can retreat into the sea? That's brilliant. I didn't know that. That's a good quality of life feature. Right. Okay. So if we just... The question here now is, what do we take? Because do we try and take this land back and release it to vassal again? Or do we... And incur even more aggressive expansion? Or do we just leave it as one big disloyal hellhole? I'm sort of going towards that, to be honest. Dismantle a fort in Tunis. Well, we could do, actually. We could even take land from Tunis if we really wanted to. Which isn't the worst thing I've ever thought up. Like, taking Tunis itself would be hilarious, but obviously we have not occupied it. Yeah, we'll just take a few maps, I think. Yeah, they're still our vassal. Albeit they have expanded themselves, so they better sort themselves out. We just need to make them loyal now. Now, let's get a... Okay, we don't have a character for our parliament, so let's hire a courtier. It's only 3 legitimacy. Hopefully he's good. Okay, he's okay. We'll get him in there. Get down naval as fast as possible. It's Dunkirk every day. Yeah, Dunkirk definitely happened a few times, but Look, we survived. That's the important bit. We just need to figure out a way to get our economy going now. Because obviously being such a small country is an issue. And I don't want to sell off these footmen considering our, let's say, combat issues that we're having at the moment, fighting a lot of wars. But they are an economic drain on us, as are these forts. Ah, that's what we did before the autosave. We deleted the forts, didn't we? So let's get rid of that. There we go. One and the other. Are there any left? There's one. I think that's just the one in Lisbon. Okay, we can deal with that. We'll cut our army maintenance. In terms of our navy, we've actually got quite a bit of naval stuff just stolen off people. But we just need to make sure to use that to get maritime presence, so we actually get some ROI out of it. Now, research. The institutions are slowly going to spawn to us. In the meantime, let's start pushing down scholarly treatises. Is there anything we really want to push for? Well, stability investment is good. Urbanisation is good, but we don't have the money for it yet. Proximity, speed, and cost of court. Sure. Oh, well, we just lost a music track, so it's a little bit annoying. The music player is a bit temperamental in the current name at the moment, isn't it? Spaniards would never let that area be taken over by Portuguese bros. Well, we can see they have. So don't tell the Spanish, because we don't want them to know. Should we want to improve our relation with Spain anymore? And just to ensure they're not too annoyed at us. And we will do with Cadiz as well, so they stop being disloyal idiots. Now, we're actually getting some money into our economy now. So let's go and look at Lisbon. It's still not very happy, but look at that. Oh yeah, we need to sort that out. Okay. We need to do a recovery effort in Lisbon. That awful, and that is awful prosperity, we need to get rid of. Look at those horrific debuffs. Yeah, we need to eliminate that. Now, our next parliament should be coming up relatively soon. Yeah, 2 years. Then we can really hope for like balance the budget. We can sort of grow our economy off that. Do we want to steal some money off our clergy? Absolutely we do. Thank you so much. Really appreciated. I'm basically Henry VIII. Now, RGOs. Let's get some good RGOs building. We're past the Black Death now, so any money is good money. We'll get some scriptoriums as well and start building up Lisbon. So the earthquake is no longer hovering over us. It did happen, but it's over now. we don't have to live in fear of it anymore. And continue developing Lisbon. So we are encouraging naval, and hopefully we get down naval as soon as possible. If we can get harbour administration, that would be a godsend. In terms of our regular troops, let's just keep them going for the moment. Cabinet member, try and defuse this situation. Low stability is not the end of the world in this version of the game. The Black Death is over. Brilliant. To be honest, we sort of rushed through it. I even forgot to segregate our pop, which is not good. But we will deal with it. It's not the end of the world. We just need to get our economy going. So, how do we go around doing that? What is our gold law actually at the moment? Because if we can get... Where is it? So we need to get off traditional distribution of power ASAP actually. This one is awful. That's going to be in our next parliament. Professional armies we can embrace. We'll just let that spawn for now. We need to just focus on our economy. So carpenters guilds, glass guilds, breweries, everything. Extend that loan for now. Just pray for balance the budget, and we'll see. In our next parliament, even if we get something good that's offered to us, I'm really not opposed. Just taking some short-term hits and fixing the laws in our country. Why does Portugal get professional armies so quick? Well, you start with 2 regiments, which is always useful. Nobility give us free money, absolutely. And we start we're trading a lot with Den Haag, so obviously Holland. If you trade with where that institution is spawned, or anyone who has it, you've got a really good chance of just porting it over to yourself. It's like Renaissance. If we're trading with Genoa, we'll summon Renaissance. So we're doing quite well in that regard. So let's have a look at our parliamentary options. There we go. Balance the budget. We were looking for this one, which is brilliant for us, allowing us to tank this inflation. Now, reduce opinion. Do we want to give primacy of the nobility? It would give us 33% support. But I don't really think we can afford that. That's a lot of nobility power. But then again, oh yeah, we can't afford that. That's too much nobility power. Okay, we might be stuck at 40% support, which it would be depressing. But we could enact closed borders. But then again, there's no real positive buffs out of closed borders. It's okay before the Black Death because you can sort of reduce your chance of getting the Black Death. Or the spread of it, because obviously if you have less people, you spread it slower, right? And you've got more chance of actually escaping it. But it's such a minute benefit. Why not have that external input of people into your economy? Yes, an urban parliament seat. That is exactly what we needed. Oh. Now the question is, right? Is it worth losing 2.5 inflation and gaining essentially 16 ducats for changing a law? Now, we could change traditional distribution of power to something like favour the ruler or favour the wealthy. And I think, sadly, I'm going to say, no, let's approve balance the budget and get our economy going. We can deal with our laws later. Right, Castile's caught us in our war. Let's do it. That's actually good for us because it means our vassals now have to join us in this war, which means they don't get to just run off and gallivant around the world and try and be independent little countries. Is taking parliamentary seats always a no-brainer decision? Well, from my perspective, yeah, why not? Like, where is this parliamentary seat that we just approved? And I can show you the buffs from it. Where is it? Let's have a look. Parliamentary seat. Well, it's not showing. Urban. It was an urban parliamentary seat, if I remember right. I can't find it, but basically they give you good demands in your economy, and obviously if you have, say, more fine cloth that's being used, you can then like produce more fine cloth, which means that your economy is making more money. Just having that internal demand in your economy is so useful. Which reminds me, we've got to build some libraries. We need that internal demand. And we've built maybe too many, but it'll be worth it. Especially if we make some scriptoriums in our capital to provide the books for that. It'll be good. Now, clerical literature is a good tech. We're rushing down for that stability investment at the moment, and we've sort of set our techs up. We want proximity as well. What else? Change the law will be, in your opinion. You had the misfortune of going into a regency early thanks to the plague. Yeah, our regency is painful. We have had this regency for a long time. Like, look at those debuffs. It's a little bit painful, but look, it's pushing a lot of people into our nobility. But once we get this this really good heir, like, oh my god, I didn't realize he was that good. Like, for context, we didn't even educate this guy. Like, we yeah, we didn't even educate this guy. So he's just got all of these stats on his own back. He is the second coming. Oh my god. Crown Prince Denise. You legend. This guy, he is going to unleash a Portuguese golden age. Yeah, parliamentary seats can raise your burgher power, so you do have to do everything in moderation, right? But it is very, very useful. Now, we could use some tool guilds in Lisbon specifically, but our building price is quite high at the moment, so we don't want to push it up too much. So we can obviously focus on some RTOs. And in the early game, RTOs are never bad at all, especially when we can funnel migration into our core provinces. We're pushing down naval as well, which is good. It's gonna be a while until we can get to 50%, just because we just don't have the buffs for it. But if we can push that hard, that's really important. Imagine he dies at 23. Yeah, now I've said that, he absolutely will die at 23. But he's looking insane. Like, 193.99. Like, wow. And we got the event he's learned, so please. 100. No! We had the chance of getting 100 just from that event. That would have been glorious. That's really sad. Private fortunes, join the commoners, why not? It's not the end of the world. Now, we could probably use a few more masons actually, considering we're starting to build quite a lot. So, sort by, yeah, make it Lisbon, why not? Yeah, so his stats, 100, 96, 100. Insane. That is 25% crown power, 10% building costs, 10% proximity. Okay, the bad events have already started. We'll stay in the war. Yeah, insane estate satisfaction, loyalty of subjects, diplo rep. We are going to have a good long few years. I might even just avoid making him an admiral flat out. Do we want to marry ourselves to Castile this early? Probably not. Sicily, on that other hand, maybe. Bohemia. We're going to wait for a good option to come up for now. We do need to obviously get some heirs going as soon as possible. Yeah. When you name someone, they die. Yeah, I sort of, to be honest, I hadn't actually thought of that, but yeah, I sort of agree. Whenever I take the option of like focusing and trying to name them so they sort of become a character, they always die young. So I usually just sort of leave them to their own like auto-generated names as a bit of a superstition. Either of you share that superstition with us as well? You hate the comet one. I once got it 3 times in 1 year. That's ouch. Luckily, it's not as like, what's the word? Shite. It's not as shite as it was in EU4. Like losing a flat 1 stability when your stability went from -3 to +3 is very, very different to losing 7 when it's -100 to +100. So it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, but it's still a little bit depressing. This horse RGO, they really like to upgrade, but I hope they're right. Actually, let's have a look. Can we make any like bridges to this horse RGO? Because we're putting a lot of investment into it. We're gonna make one there. Any roads? Yeah, we'll make a road to this horse RGO because we are investing a lot into it. And actually, we're going to start encouraging migration there as well. Our nobility really like that apparently, so why not? Excellent minister. I mean, that's good, but prestige is also good. I would take it, why not? It can't hurt. We start building a road, so the back left is now passed as well, so building roads is very, very useful. Nobles do love horses, which is always good for us. And, to be honest, we'll make our courtiers are stupidly cheap at the moment because of how good our king is. So why not hire a few? Give us some options for people we can use. We've got the money for it. Now, do we want to use our diplomats on anything, actually? Can we send someone to the Prussian Crusade? That could be a good option. Where is the I thought it was friendly. We could sponsor one, actually. Ah! Our brother is shite, but he is in our crown estate, at least. So we could make him a cabinet advisor, or we're just marrying him off. Give him a royal marriage. This Sicily one. Why not do it? The Knights. Can we sponsor the Knights? It would cost us a lot. Okay, we can't afford that. We definitely cannot afford that at the moment. We'll let the smugglers dominate for a bit. It's not the end of the world. Build some more buildings in Lisbon. How is the economy doing? Well, the tax base is slowly going up. The inflation's coming down. And we could probably, because we've just made a lot of libraries, we'd probably use a few more scriptoriums, actually. And then we just need to start funneling people into Lisbon. So I know we're pushing a few people into that this horse jobs at the moment. But after that, we'll go straight back to Lisbon. Money for stability? Absolutely. And our next parliament is here as well. So what good options have we got here? Well, forest exploitation is quite good. You can always use more lumber. But funding farming states is probably what we're going to go for here. Because it's got... I mean, it's good on its own, to be honest. Having food RGOs is really useful. But just getting that inherent nobility support means we can spend it, right? We can get off this awful distribution of power and get some money. Now, our nobility hate us, so taxing them more isn't really going to change anything. Using the crown power would be good, don't get me wrong, but I'm sort of thinking we go down the peasant economy and just see where it can go to, because that was always my favourite build. Getting those peasantry strong and efficient. Let's have a look at our peasantry stuff while we're at it. Well, 3 subjects, but we don't really want decentralisation. So we'll go for partial. Oh, no, we'll go represented in Parliament. That gives us enfranchisement. Always a good one. Albeit we don't want to tank our legitimacy too much. We'll lose a bit of parliamentary support. This one's going to fail anyway. There's no way we can find a way to get that going yet. We can worry about that down the line. Professional armies is getting very, very strong, so let's embrace that. And then we can start going down actually. Yeah, we'll rush down professional armies. We want gunsmiths, and then we want armories. This means that if we do have any issues in Castile or the random Muslims, we can fend them off on our own back and we're not relying on other people. Does the comet have prerequisites, or can it always happen? I believe it can always happen, but it does have prerequisites. Do let me know. If you guys would like a similar video to the one that came out yesterday for the prerequisites for events, I can definitely have a look into it. It's something I've been considering for a while actually, but something I haven't got around to doing. Our trades are not very profitable. What? Let's see if we can sort that out. Ah, a hunting accident. Oh yes, so the hiring of courtiers worked very well. Now, do we want the random crown power guy, or do we want the god people? I think we're going to go for the god people, considering they're so young as well. So if we make him head of the cabinet, oh, he's going to be efficient. We do have free mobility for the common people, right? I believe we do. Let's have a look. Yeah, we do. So I don't know why so little people are migrating around, but it will sort itself out, I'm sure. That's not a bad idea, especially if we're going for a colonial game. Going something like Lollardy, you can get some really good literacy buffs, and obviously the busted tech you can get from that is so useful. Now, is there anyone else we want to improve relations with? You, why not? Same with Sicily maybe as well. Loyalty of subjects, good. We really need that at the moment. Cadiz, are you loyal yet? You are just. Just being the imperative word. Now, let's keep developing Lisbon. We'll start encouraging migration here actually, as we need the people now. And tools. We could use more tools. Well, we could always use more tools, I guess. It's not really worth focusing on at the moment. There's some more tools going around. You can make a really good, strong lumber tool loop here. There's also a mod that shows and displays all the nation's content. Have you seen that mod? I haven't really looked at like UI mods and that type of stuff. But obviously the base UI is a little bit weak. So there's definitely room for improvement in that way. Do we want to turn on our cathedrals and monasteries? Probably. Let's do it now. We've got the economy behind it. Why not? Now, probably if we're going to make some more libraries, though, we probably want some more paper makers, and just preemptively prepare for that demand. And we are pretty much just going to stack out Lisbon, and that's why we're encouraging migration there early. We want to get as many jobs into Lisbon as possible. And capital economy will be so important for that as well. But we can worry about capital economy down the line. It's so strong though. But let's see if there's any good RGOs we can make before that. The UI is terrible, explaining nation content that have requirements. Yeah, you're not wrong. But look, that's why you've sort of got to play the game, right? You need to understand these things rather than just follow UIs and development stuff. Right, I need to find my king a wife, even if there are no good personal unions to become of it. But let's do Bohemia, why not? It's a good relationship to have. But oh my, yeah, he is so good. Wait, can we? If he joins the thing, prestige and Diplo are up, but you do sort of. It seems you slow down your character creation speed. Let's say, if you join an order of chivalry. So we'll leave that for now. I'm not going to make him an admiral just yet, as I don't want to jinx it and cause him his early demise. But we will request a cardinal seat. And we will do it in Lisbon. When the Great Schism starts, by the way, it like halves the cost of cardinal seats. So if you save up your religious influence for that, you can profit off it. Actually, we need the money. Let's keep taxing the shit out of our nobility. And make some good RGOs. Competent diplomacy. Yes, we love that. Well, there's the paradox fixing the UI doesn't change the fundamental code, right? You can fix stuff and it doesn't automatically become the best. Now, like our manual trade here, like our automation is not doing anything. So we sort of might need to actually do manual trade. So yeah, let's do it. Let's figure it out. So dyes, gems, slaves, maybe not. Food imports, anything good? Nope. Now exports. Furs, tools, furniture, more furs, and more importing dye. Let's do it. Now that should make us some money. Now they want iron. We could make more iron actually. It would be quite profitable for us. We should also consider some lumber as well, because lumber is always going to be viable. But then the best thing, because we'll start looking at the colonisation soon once we've got an economy as well. Do chivalric orders still nuke character facility? I think so. Like, it's something I've sort of realised early on. So it's like, yeah, when I get 2 or 3 kids, we'll join the order of chivalry. But until then, we'll leave it at that. But because we've got it available to us, it actually means we can probably use it on one of our cabinet members. You need to be either in the nobility estate. Oh, that's annoying. I thought you were in the nobility. Oh, he's just in the commoners now. There we go. We've got a daughter. Brilliant. Now, pray for her to have a good trait. Another good event. Good government policies. Let's take the free money. Yeah. It's giving us a lot of that at the moment. Which is perfect because we need to grow our economy. So, oh, that's annoying. The buildings I made early on got destroyed. Maybe I shouldn't have invested even a little bit into the economy over here, just because of how much it shafted, really. But oh well. No regrets. Now, temples. If we've got a lot of locations without libraries, there's probably a few short on temples as well. And obviously they are as insane. Getting those inherent urban demands are very, very useful. Have you got any anti-earthquake tech? Nope. It just hits its full force. I think you need negative complacency for Comet. Well, why would we have... Well, we have a grand total of 0.47 complacency. And that's because we've got a target of a coalition. Well, that's useful. I'm surprised it doesn't count Morocco as a threatening rival, even because we've just had quite a competitive war against them. That is surprising to me. But oh well. Do we want another charcoal kiln? What is the coal demand in our economy? The coal demand is stagnant, it seems. Oh, brilliant diplomat. Religious influence would be very useful. Yeah, we'll do that. Conduct a census. See, I don't even have to look at the rest of the parliament. We are out of the pandemic, so we need to get our population going, which is actually a good point. Let's get some settlements going. Population is the most important thing in the entire game, so let us get some growth going. You can stack your growth rates quite high. Portugal RGO is better start, yes. But I guess everything is a balance, right? You're not just spamming these urban buildings for nothing. You're spamming it to meet demand in your economy and in other people's economy if we're lucky enough, right? So there's no point in spamming out these buildings if you've got no one to sell it to. And I think that's quite a big issue for a lot of new EU players, because they're like, I'm making all these buildings. Why am I getting no reward for it? And it's like, well, who are you selling it to? If you're like Mansa Musa and you've got 100 bits of gold, but there's only 10 people... Oh my god, I'm an idiot and I forgot to get the census passed. I'm waffling too much. Oh well. Yeah, if you're Mansa Musa and you're trying to sell all this gold, but there's no one who really wants to buy your gold, then what's the point? Like, you can't... There's no point in having all of these surplus goods if no one's going to buy them. That is a big beginner trap for this game. but it's one that's quite easily rectifiable. Send character on Prussian Crusade, yes. We'll send some nobles out to earn their stripes, let's say. Get some good stats. A gunsmith, yes, we'll get a gunsmith. I'm not gonna. Oh, I do want to make it in Lisbon, but I know we've got quite a big backlash. But we'll make it near Lisbon. That's a good compromise. Switch your cabinet actions. They have different stats. Ooh, good shout. Very good shout. I somehow missed that. Well done. Rocco Rama, thank you very much, mate. You can see I've been rushing a bit. You are on it, my friend. Change the title values, we'll go 3 subjects, and we will get you encouraging migration to Lisbon to fill those jobs for now. There we go. Thank you for that, mate. Much appreciated. You heard they fixed it in 1.1 for the chivalry stuff. Oh, that's good. I will trust you on that in a bit. I just want to get at least one male child first. Can we request to have a couple seat yet? No, but we're close. Now we'll trigger a second one there, and we'll get some more RGOs going. So we have a lot of people that need to migrate around. Now, getting us down 3 subjects will be really, really useful. Like, these stats of 3 subjects are insane. Like, pop promotion speed, peasant enfranchisement, peasant estate satisfaction, peasant levy size. It's very, very good. So getting down here as fast as possible is going to be amazing for us. After that, we'll probably start pushing to capital economy. But because we're so far just automatically in traditional economy, it sort of benefits us to just spam out some RGOs while they're going to be very, very profitable. But obviously, only if we have the people to fill those jobs, really. But that's why we can sort of focus on the fundamental loops, like lumber, like iron, because they're always going to be useful, especially if we make lots of trade and such. Speaking of demands, I recently was playing a Christian heresy and realised one of the aspects lets you build monasteries, which is 100 clerics everywhere. Yes, monasteries are good. Obviously, you've got to think of whether it's, oh, we've gone temporarily insane. Oh well, nothing we can do about that. Monasteries are very good. Like, let's have a look. Like, don't get me wrong, we can already build them everywhere, right? But yeah, they give some good demand to your economy. It's just whether it's worth it, like, for you economically. But yeah, the fact you can build them everywhere, they give okay stats. Like, what are their actual inherent buffs? Max literacy, food consumption, and conversion speed. Not awful, especially if you're going somewhere like Lollardy for the first time, where you could really use that conversion speed. But it's like everything is opportunity cost in this game. You're building something not because you want to, because you think it's going to give you the best benefit to your country. So it's all about where you think that benefit is. Now we're on our way down to armories, and that is a big push for your internal demand, which will help us build a good economy. And how far are we off that? Only 2 techs, it's not too bad. Our admiral has died. Do we want to put our king on as an admiral? No, probably not. Let's not let him die too young. But I could be convinced into doing this Holy Order whilst he's insane, just to keep his stats up higher. Now, any more RGOs we can build in the meantime? Yes. Let's keep it going. We can also start thinking about our roads and bridges as well. Getting that proximity up is going to be very, very useful for us. And that's why we want to get centralized so early, because we are such a tiny nation. We can just, well, centralize. I don't need to give it any fancy words. If we can get centralized early, we will get some big buffs out of it. So we will go embellish the Great Works of Faith. Why not? That'll push us more towards centralization. Legitimacy is still going up. Can we improve relations with any other vassals? Almeria. And we will do Tunis again, just to get rid of those hateful feelings of resentment against us. Yeah, our number 1 priority still needs to be getting as big an economy out of our little area as we can, just so we can have that economy to go and push into the new world. Yeah, let's get that one going, because pretty much we're just going to urbanize our entire coast, aren't we? And we'll make an economy out of that. So That is where our money is going to come from. But another charcoal kiln over there. Trade automation thing is so annoying. After a few decades, it seems to be normal. Yeah, it will get there. But yeah, manual trades, it can be a little bit annoying as well. It's very tedious, and it's just, frankly, can be quite impossible to do in a big market. Like, I used to think manual trade is what you wanted to do all the time because it was just so strong. Like, you can get better monetary gains out of it. But the fact that these things change pretty much every month is criminal. Now, we probably need to make a new mason as well. And subsidise it. Whee! And a new heir to the throne. Oh, another daughter. Not a new heir to the throne. It's a new someone on the throne, at least. We'll get them in Lisbon. Keep developing Lisbon, because we can make this a city of the world's desire if we really try hard enough. Have you guys got any good single players at the moment going? You got any strong campaigns? Hopefully this turns out to be one, but always interested in yours as well. The honest broker, there we go. More liking us from Castile, which is always good for us. Can we get any more RGOs as well? Why not? Get some more wood going. Playing Sweden, strong and fun. Look, I've already done it. We're there. We have risked the Holy Order of Chivalry, and we'll see if we have any more kids. We've got 2 daughters at the moment. So we can do a test live and see how it goes in the new update. Now, our economy is looking very good as we keep expanding these RGOs, and that is thanks to this traditional economy value, isn't it? But no, it's definitely worth it in the early game. You're in a Florence to Tuscany run at the moment, 1409. That sounds really interesting, actually. Italy seems quite useless in this game, though, at the moment. It doesn't seem very strong. Like I said, I've played like Naples and 2 Sicilies, and it's the incentive to form Italy, other than just like the inherent like, oh, I'm Italy, it's a cool nation, that's so fun, isn't really there because they just seem quite weak. I don't know if you guys have felt that as well, but do let me know if you have. You're playing as Wolgast at the moment to form Germany. Now that is a strong campaign. No iron in Lübeck. Well, can you go with like a wetlands region? If I remember right, it's the like Prussia. I think you can make lots of bog iron smelters in Prussia. So if you can get over to here, you'll be set, because you can become like the iron powerhouse for the entire world essentially. But the iron reliance is sort of a strength for Portugal as well, but it is a problem in the game. It's not as bad as Old Vicky 2 though. Balance the budget again for a second time. See, this is why you do some research on the prerequisites. Because we've got over 5 inflation, we have double the chance of getting balanced the budget, which is insane because it's obviously one of the strongest parliamentary issues of them all. So we can now do pretty much max minting. I'm going to reduce it a bit so we can get our inflation down. And it's really not that bad. So we can now get 50% of balance the budget. And then we can either let it hit for that inflation reduction, or we can change a law. Now we've got any other laws we want to change. Or we could go down naval audits to push us further into naval. Centralization, that's okay. Religious teachings is okay. Open borders. Noble levies we might want to change, but it's not the end of the world. Civil law. Not crazy, but not awful. Going like court of culture or aristocratic court could be quite useful here. Once again, proximity cost isn't that bad either. And central council is good for us. So we could just let it hit, actually. Get that 2.5% inflation reduction. The armories, there we go. And we definitely need to get some of them early. We need to make some troops so we don't just get annihilated by enemies seeking to wipe us out. And our economy is going up a lot as we get this free subjects value up. So let's keep working on that. Now, if we're going down a little bit of an early war, let's say, it's probably worth us getting these some decent troop types unlocked. And I think quite a good troop type in the early game is, where is it? I'm being blind. Obviously men at arms are quite good. Hound fists as well. We need coastal forts are going to be insane for us, because they will give us so much maritime presence over all of our coasts, so we need to rush for that as well. There we go. 2 characters survived the Prussian Crusade. That is brilliant. Now, Lisbon. How are we doing in Lisbon? Good, but not great. Let's continue expanding our capital. Brilliant diplomat, sure. There are more RGOs, and we're starting to make a lot of money. The peasant economy is definitely paying off. Italy is for sure getting a DLC at some point. Oh yeah, you are absolutely right. Obviously, Byzantium is the next DLC, right? I think we're all aware of that by now. But it's, yeah, I can't wait for some Italy content. Make it a bit more fun to play in. Do we want to do a newborn Granada? We've got these vassals, and they're doing quite well. Not paying too much to us just yet, but Cadiz's economy is going up. It's going up, up, up. It's their movement. Now, more RGOs. Use that traditional economy birth. How's our population going? Okay. We could use some more settlements, though. And the good thing is, if we are just migrating loads of people to our capital, having these settlements, they won't get forced out of existence quite soon, because we're nowhere near that population cap. And if we keep migrating people to our capital, we'll keep them under 10%. 10% is the point where they go, all right, we've settled a village here, we're done now, goodbye. So we don't have to worry about that for a while. More RGOs, please, and a cannon maker. Well, we're probably worth investing in a cannon maker in Lisbon itself. And we do have the RGO for it, which is very good. So we'll make a few of them. And as we get more armories as well, our demand for guns will go up, so we can make some more money out of that too. Plummet sighted again. That's just what I wanted to see. We'll make a cannon maker there as well. I think 2 of them will be good for our economy. I think the iron bread basket in Sweden more than anyone. The lakes make so much iron. Yeah, it's very, very strong, isn't it? Like, and that copper mine, where is it? There is an insane copper mine in Sweden. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. 400% local copper output. It's almost like a Swedish company might want Sweden to be strong. That's crazy, guys. That's insane. Who would have thought? Ah! That's why my economy is going so good. I've left us on max minting and forgot about it. Oops. No one rat me out. I didn't do that. You saw nothing. It didn't happen. You saw nothing, all right? You saw nothing. That's poor play from me. You're in on the crime. The crime against EU5. Yeah, that 13% inflation is painful, but it's not the end of the world. Let's just make another charcoal kiln, as we seem to have a need for that. And then we can look at RGOs, as per usual, straight after that. How are we doing for crown power? We're getting close to the time where I want to put my king as a navy. No, let's do it. Get that crown power. It'll push us further into naval as well, which is always good. Especially if we want to get to 50%. Now, land rights, we probably want to get rid of that. But how is our nobility power doing? 28%. So that is going to be a hefty cost to get rid of it if we want to. But communalism does reduce that cost though. So if we can get further down communalism, that would be very, very good for us. Now, in terms of our education, still no male heir. So we'll save money on that for now. And we will just continue investing in our economy, really. Make another one in Lisbon. And another daughter. Lovely. Lumber mills, recruitment law. And what recruitment law can we go for? 3 subjects. Yes. And of course, we can start doing some roads. Especially if we're investing so much in our RGOs that are quite close to us. Getting proximity over them is going to be very, very key. Any bridges we can make as well while we're at it? Libraries. Okay, we'll max out on libraries. Bridges, we absolutely can do. There we go. And we become eligible for more bridges anyway, as we get some more roads out there. Actually, market villages could be quite useful if you really want to focus on our population. We'll make a few of them. And like, what? So why are we going for market villages? Well, they increase your food stockpile. So they make money for your economy. Essentially they'll make us tools from iron, right? And we have quite a big iron surplus. So it's going to be quite good for us. But they give quite a lot of buffs. Trade capacity, market access, food capacity, so buffing our population speed. They're quite good. I would recommend. Especially in a province like Mora, where we want to get as much market access as possible for those horses. You've seen Brokea. Almost like 3 subjects is not meta at all. I mean, for Portugal, I don't think we're doing too bad. But, I mean, agree to disagree. You might be better at EU5 than I am. Now, let's see how far we can get down centralisation. Yeah, there we go. That'll be good. Nobility can always lead. That's good. Aristocracy is really strong at the moment just because of that noble demand. So if you're considering a value, I would recommend it. Yeah, the king is absolutely insane. Really annoyed it's not 100, 100, 100 though. Like, why? Not meeting my standards, dude. And he's got some good traits as well. Inspiring leader, zealot. Not the best. I would love the development trait. That would be insane. But it's beggars can't be choosers, right? We get sort of push our stability up a little bit now. And we'll make some more tools. Here we go. Market villages could have actually filled that gap, so maybe I should have done that. We can always make a few more in this province over here. And that will provide us some labourers to these cities, which is always good as well. I just need to keep our economy growing. It's going quite well at the moment. Get that inflation down though. Our nobility aren't very happy with us, but it's not causing us any issues, so that's not too bad. You studied as Flanders. Yeah, Flanders is a good campaign. I need to do a New Holland run because because they're so like swamped between England and the HRE and France. It's just proved like with how aggressive the AI can be, quite well, devastating to play them, to be honest. But I hope it's fixed. I really do. Now we've created a lot of tool guilds there, so we need to make some buildings that are actually going to use those tools. Trade center sponsorship. Do we want to allow that? What would it? It's just market attraction. We'll leave that for now. Well, we definitely want to make a few weaponsmiths. Even in Lisbon. We just need to find some useful tools. And a new parliament, so something good to support the state. Now, do you think we need more ability on our king? Maybe not, but expand the gravel road network we absolutely could use. Push our minting up for a sec so we can get some good value out of it. But getting some cheap roads across our country out of Lisbon is going to be very, very useful for us. And it's a very strong debuff. Free development, yes, we'll take that. And let's just use this period to get some proximity. Especially as we're pushing down centralisation, it's going to be very good for us. Is there any strong RGOs near Porto? Well, I guess we'll go here. Influence, well, yeah, more free development. Why not? Never say no to that. Is there anything you think the game is still lacking? Well, music is a bit loud. Okay, we can sort that. My bad. Always let me know. I can always change that. Is there anything you think the game is still lacking? Well, absolutely, right? It's not a perfect game by any means. It's flavour, I think, is the biggest one. And I know that's really hard to put a direct, okay, this is what we need, this is that. And I think the biggest thing, to be honest, is mission trees is what I'd really like to see. I know that can be quite controversial, but I think it's what the game is lacking. Like, we got so used to that with EU4. And I know EU5 doesn't have to be EU4, right? It's got to be a very different game because it is a different game. It's a sequel. It's an upgrade. We've got to stop holding on to the past. But there's no reason we shouldn't try to hold on to the strengths of what EU4 did right. And I think mission trees gave every country, regardless of whether you're playing Portugal, bloody France, the biggest nation in the game, or a one province minor like Candia, you had your own, or the knights, you had a mission tree, even as the knights, to go and retake Jerusalem, or to reform the Byzantine Empire, someone like Trebizond, right? It gave you that flavour, it gave you a reason to play, and then it allowed so many like missions and achievements and reasons for you to play the game. And I think EU5 sort of needs that. You can't just rely on a multiplayer community that is annoyed the game that isn't EU4. Because that was the fundamental player base of people who like Paradox multiplayer, right? They like min-maxing, they like follow mission trees, they like getting those advantages straight up. And yeah, nation content. So having events that give you historical leaders or historical things that happened, like railroading, I think could be quite useful as well. Like, if I'm doing a France game and I sit there for 100 years, why doesn't GB form? Why doesn't Spain form? Why is Burgundy, like, never a thing? Like, Why does the Ottomans very rarely get big? Why does Egypt never do anything? Like, you need some sort of system that gives it a fair chance of these historical nations actually making it out of the drawing board. Because we're not playing this as a, oh, we just want the game to sit as it is at the moment and we'll see where it goes. We're playing it because we want to embrace the path of history, sort of remake it in our own image, but see it follow a realistic time frame. Now, I'm never against like Savoy bloody becoming massive and taking over France, right? And that should happen in a few games to give it that variation. But you should still have these historical big nations coming around. Otherwise, it just gets to a point where it's like, hey, this is fundamentally unrealistic. And it breaks that immersion. And I think that's definitely something the game lacks. Make some more RGOs, get that economy going. We'll worry about capital economy down the line. How is our tool surplus going? Quite good. We need to definitely find some more uses for these tools. Spinners guilds we need at the moment though, so we'll get a few of them. And we'll upgrade our footmen to man-at-arms. Albeit, maybe I shouldn't have gone in debt for that. Oops. Let's see if we can sort this out. A cheeky little mint solves all the issues. An extra tax might help, yes. Free money. Give it, please. Thank you. And put some more buildings into Lisbon. Now, any further scriptoriums? Oh, there we go. Brilliant. And still no sons, which isn't great. Come on, dude. Get going. You need an heir. Especially as I haven't educated the daughters because I haven't had the money for it. Which is a bit of an issue if we don't end up having any kids. Or any male heirs. Right. Probably worth doing some lumber mills, actually. They're going to be expensive, but it will give us some demand for tools and increase our lumber at the same time as well. Never a bad thing. Some more RGOs at the same time. It would be cool to have a mission tree like in Hoi where you must choose the path. I don't know. I think there's... I noticed like the ideas system is like the most similar feature to that, isn't it? It's like you have all of these options and you can sort of do what you want with them. And that it's kind of like a focus tree, really. I hadn't thought of that before, but it actually is. And yet, it doesn't give you any of that flavour. So maybe integrating flavour properly into these unique texts, rather than just like the odd one or two that they've got at the moment. It's just what they need to do. But look, I don't think anyone can be depressed about EU5 for what it is. It's an insane game. Like, we really can't be too annoyed. I'm now just thinking for when I did my England game in the Wonder MP, I should have gone a free subjects build rather than a... Because it's seeming quite strong. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, our free subjects is giving us some strength. Now, permanent field training. But yeah, we definitely need to get down capital economy when we can. You kind of dislike how the research tree at the moment. But what would you like to see differently? Like, would you like a Hoi research tree where you have to spend money on it? Or would you want a return to the EU4 ideas system? But the more we make EU5 more like EU4, it just becomes EU4, right? Are we not trying to upgrade from EU4? EU4 will always be a game very close to my heart, but it had its issues. That's that we because of the... I wouldn't say a poor release of EU5, but say definitely missed expectations. We can always look on EU4 a lot more favourably than we did, and it was a brilliant game for a decade of my life, right? But I'd much rather have a game where you feel like a lack of flavour, but you've got the features. And EU5 definitely has the features. You can't say it doesn't. It's got so much that a certain someone made a YouTube channel to educate people in it because the game is way too complex, right? That's an issue in the game itself. But I'd much rather have that problem of having those features inherent in the game and having to educate people on them, rather than not having those features at all and just having a nice experience. You can make a nice experience with having good features. That's just what they need to do. And it will take time, but I believe they get there. I trust Johan. But it's not going to be a quick fix. We just need to stay the course and keep the faith. Trust the process if you're a football fan. And up the Saints. Elaborate court life or make the nobles hate us. Let's make the nobles hate us. But we might want to appease the estate quickly so they don't revolt and kill us all. Oh, we got a free hospital from our clergy. Yes, please. Not complaining of that one bit. We'll be right one sec. We have returned, and our heir has come of age. Well, her stats aren't amazing, but if we marry her off to someone in the nobility, we can get her in the cabinet in the future, which will be very good for our crown power. So let's take that legitimacy hit now. Now we've got a new... Let's see, there we go. This is why you've got to focus on your cabinet actions, right? Because we've now got promote urbanisation, balance the budget, and expand the armories. Now, this is worth saving for later because it would only give us one armory. So do we want a free town, so worth 500 gold here? Now that's miles away. Or do we once again go for balance the budget, our third one of this game? And the reason why we're so likely to get it is because we're above 5% inflation. And I think we just go for it again. Even if it doesn't pass, right? We're going to get so much money out of it. And we'll just use it to reduce our inflation. We will... Do we want to grant expansion of zealotry? I think we could, actually. I mean, yeah, why not? Contain banking, sure. Our nobles hate us anyway. Tax exemption, conciliatory support. Well, we can see how that goes. If we get a new parliament seat, we could get a law passed. It's not the end of the world, but our nobility do hate us, but that's why we're appeasing them. We've got these men-at-arms now, so we are safe if we get attacked. Speaking of, the Castilian Civil War we've been called into. But I think we'll leave them to sort this one out. We don't need to get dragged into this one. Actually, yeah, we'll take the free money as well. Why not? We're getting some decent money out of this. And more RGOs, I think. And yes, I am doing it manually. Old habits die hard. But yeah, balance the budget 3 times in only about 40 years is crazy. Only take urbanisation if it's coast or next to Lisbon. You're pretty much like, you've got to be able to, it's not those parameters, but it's like where we can get proximity. So like, if we got something here, for example, we wanted to make a local governor here, something we very much could do. That's a good idea. Why don't we try and annex Cadiz? Actually, we'll request knowledge sharing from them first if we've already got it. We are eligible. No, we're not. Oh, we can't get a road to them. Oh, that's really frustrating. Ah, okay. That's annoying. Yeah, I was just thinking we could maybe use our local governor in that bit, but if we can do one in the top of Morocco, we can definitely do a naval governor there. That would be very strong. So is there any more buildings we can make in Lisbon? Saltpeter guilds, weaponsmiths. We'll make a few of each. Die maker, spinners guilds. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Always good to spend money in your capital. Current tech tree is okay. Just some nations need their own tech, and that would be great. Yeah, that's why it goes back to that that flavor aspect. And the way Paradox will do it right is just a lot of DLCs, and not necessarily a bad thing. That's their model, right? But it's going to happen. We just need to be prepared for it. Our bank balances are going to be challenged, let's say. But as long as it brings us good changes, and they don't do like a Civ 7 and abandon the game or... Oh no, this is bad. They want my daughter to be excluded from the line of succession. The oldest male child of the previous ruler. Or we can just... Oh, we're going to have a bloody civil war. Well, we'll just have to build up an army then. I'm not having them try and disregard our line of succession. We've got Castile if we need them. I mean, we're helping them, definitely helping them in their civil war. So they'll help us if we need them, I'm sure. But we will definitely increase the size of our army. We'll get a cannon going for some demands. Coastal forts, that will be huge for us. Top of Morocco is the best port outside of Seville. Yes. Well, Cadiz is quite good as well. But yeah, the top of Morocco, if we have a look at the natural harbour map mode, is pretty good. But yeah, if we could get some sort of governor here, that'd be useful. But it's on the same continent, so we can't. But yeah, something here I think would be a good governor. And then we can get proximity all around North Africa and move up that way. It'd be very useful. But we do want to go for a colonial game, so we don't want to spend too much expanding into it. But obviously the bigger economy we can get, the stronger colonies will be able to arrange. Build some more RGOs. And we'll work on that lumber spiral, I think. Marketplaces actually would be a good shout. We have a lot of unused locations in that regard, and it will make us money, and we've got good crown power for it, so why not? Our nobility are appeased, so we can go back to changing towards centralization, which would be very, very good for us. As you can see, our economy is responding in kind. We're getting a decent surplus coming up. Now, lumber RGOs. Let's take a quick focus on them, because we can get this lumber tool spiral going, which would be very useful for us. Lumber mills. No, they're not very profitable at the moment. Scriptoriums, though, will definitely be if we start urbanizing, and we can actually start thinking about that. I think their policy in EU5 at least seems reasonable, but it remains to be seen. Yeah, like the devil will be in the detail, and the chalk will be in the cheese. We need to see how it goes. We can't keep just screaming and conjecture, and we just need to give it a chance. Really, I'm enjoying it. I still love the game, and I am very much enjoying it. So, but I know a lot of people have quit, and a lot of people have changed their minds on it. So, Paradox have a big challenge ahead of them to try and bring people back to the game that have left. And that might be harder than attracting new people. But EU5 had teething pains too, so I think we forget too often, because of how long ago it was, that it wasn't just this perfect game from the start, right? So we'll see how it goes, but we're getting there. And thank you all for joining on this journey, really. Whether you've joined the channel membership or you're just here supporting it through your eyes and your ears. It's all appreciated. Now, let's get our economy growing. We're sort of capping out our RGOs now, so let's not over-invest into our RGOs, especially as we're going to start going capital economy. Can we make any more armories? Or, actually, no, that's an even better idea. Before we pack Lisbon out too much and get near our building cap, let's get the fancy unique buildings before we get too far into it. Like a royal court, like a royal garden. I mean, spending 200 ducats on like 3 monthly diplomats is like insane. So we definitely need to do that. We've already got the Sargentry, which is good. A bit of coastal fort. Oh, yeah, I need to do that next. Coastal forts is the next one. Invest a new noble. He's peasantry. We're just keeping the peasantry. We want to make our peasants like us. And we want to get as much money into them as possible because they build good buildings. Coastal fort. Porto. And this one. And we'll do it in Lisbon in a second as well. But we're already over our building cap for Lisbon. So we need to get as many people in here as possible. But no, there's not... we are overbuilding Lisbon now, which is a bit of an issue, but we can start urbanizing, which is where we need to go. Now, guild before country. Do we want to kill our head of the cabinet? Probably not. Let's just take the stability here. We need these lovely institutions. So we'll save up our research, get them. There we go. Completed the Prussian Crusade, and all 4 of our last 4 people who have gone there have survived. That is brilliant luck. Right, we're going to push for docks as we need the maritime presence. Then we will go down Renaissance and we will go for that cabinet seat and universities and rights and nobility. There we go. Wharf. Is there any wharfs we can make? There is one wharf we can make. There we go. And now coastal forts. Oh, we've done it. Brilliant. Any other unique buildings? I don't think there are, so it's not too bad. We're at bailiffs. That's a shout. Where have we got some really strong RGOs that we're making a lot of money from that we want to get more control over? Well, I think iron is the big one. Actually, we can check. Is it wealth? Wealth might be the location. Wealth. Yeah, there we go. You can see that it's a really strong map though because it shows you where all the wealth is in your country. And yeah, we can make a bailiffs where we're getting these really strong RGAs. And we've got quite a strong little RGO economy going, so lots of opportunities for it. But obviously just building roads as well will increase our proximity and getting down centralized. So lots of avenues at our disposal. Any bridges we can make as well? Lots of bridges we can make. And our tax base is up to 230, so we're doing quite well for ourselves. Single player colonies is much about as fast as possible due to Aragon and Castile. Yeah, we need to get out of there. Does Portugal get vice royalties? I'm not sure actually. I am from Britain, so I'm from a little place near Southampton. If you want to have a cheeky look at a map of England. So I'm a ginormous Southampton fan, so hence the references in the videos. And there we go, gravel road network. Yeah, if you couldn't tell from the accent, I might be British. As a lot of Paradox YouTubers are actually, which is quite interesting. Now let's get some gravel roads going. We want even more proximity. More roads mean more bridges, which is always good. Do we want an urban parliament seat? Yes. But we don't need to pass this, so we can change a law. So what law do we want to change? Civil society? Nah, that's good. Expanded levies. And we could do, actually. We'll go naval audits, I think, actually. We want to get down naval for that harbour thing. So actually, I'm going to start moving you back onto naval. Yeah, we can get 0.6 of the way there, so we can get to 50 naval. And then that should coincide with when we get this extra government policy here, or government reform, sorry. And then we can get that harbour administration. That'll be so useful for us. But back onto what we were doing, and that was spamming a few roads. Proximity is key. And not just from our capital. We can also do it from Porto as well. And anywhere that we want to just get inland. Control from a natural harbour. Send congratulations, just give our burgers or give our commoners 1,000 ducats out of nowhere. Yes, because they'll spend it straight in our economy. And as you can see, they are. So, thank you. Yeah. We will take that. Now, we've finished our roads little interjecture, so we'll make some more bridges. We do need to think about changing our employment law soon, though, because we're getting a little bit swamped. We'll make some new cannon makers. Oh, our nobility have given us a gift. Now, how are we doing in terms of our religious thing? Oh, we can request a new cardinal seat. Yes, we'll do that there. There we go. As you can see, gives us a cardinal. Woo! Which is always good. Because we can start stuff when we need it. We need to get 50 though. Okay. So more gunsmiths seemingly needed. We'll make some Porto. Porto is going to become quite a rich little city with some specialized industry like that. Yeah, Southampton are looking very good for the playoffs, or even higher if we get lucky. Who do you support? Good stuff. No, yeah. So this is football for anyone who doesn't watch. And my team Southampton have been awful. Like. All year we have been terrible until we got this new manager, some like 32-year-old, which is like insanely young for a football manager, and he has just turned us into some sort of super team out of nowhere. It's brilliant to watch, but it's very unlikely we get automatic promotion because you've got to have a season-long run of having good form for that. But you never know. 3rd to 6th place in English football in the Championship gets a playoff system to go into the Premier League, which is the top division. So we're looking good to head into that and see if we can get anything out of that. Beatrix, we'll get her in the cabinet just for the crown power. The more crown power, the better. Gunsmiths, yeah, we need more gunsmiths, especially if we're spamming these coastal forts. But we actually need to start urbanizing. I've said it a few times now, but I haven't done it. So let's change that. We will found a town opposite from Lisbon. Mainly EPL. So do you have a Premier League team that you watch? Now, obviously Southampton, we've been in the Premier League for a while, apart from these 2 championship years. So they've always been my team for English football entirely. It's weird when you're a Premier League fan, you sort of look down on the championship like, oh, I'll never be in there, and then you do end up there. Like, look at Spurs. It's hilarious. We'll send some more people to Prussian Crusade. Why not? Do we want any more alliances? Any more defensive leagues? The Bank of Bardi would be our friend. I mean, that's not bad. Start annexation. Yeah, we'll start annexing Cadiz. We'll have to change their culture and stuff ourselves, but we'll be able to get good maritime control over that land. So it's actually worth annexing early on. Probably worth doing a second war soon as well. We will worry about that with our next parliament. More cannon makers. We're probably profitable on those because we're exporting them to the world. So we'll make some new marketplaces. And this is the issue, right? We are found in one town, but now because we're doing these specialized buildings, we need more towns. But it's not an issue per se, but a challenge to urbanize quickly. But the entire game is, and every nation is in the same boat as us. Why do I keep typing FARC when I want to put in, and dark? Dock. There we go. I'm not schizophrenic, I assure you. We can make some docks. And that will give us even more sailors and maritime presence, and we can probably make a bit of a navy as well with Iberian caravels. And this will be very useful for the African wars as well that are to come. And we are 40% of the way towards naval. Towns in Portugal can lead to some food issues. Oh, absolutely. And that's why we don't want to solely do it in our food RGOs. But fish is shocking. It's only 5 food, so it's not a bad RGO. Not a bad town. And neither will do this issue these stone problems either. Obviously, doing it near your capital, you're going to get a lot of money out of it. Lollardy has arrived. We could actually think of going Lollardy, which is a bit counterintuitive because obviously we've just been spamming out cardinals. But it's very, very good. And it is so strong in the game as a whole at the moment. After upping my legitimacy and stability, I end up not knowing to do what with my cabinet. What should I be doing? Well, look at us in the moment. So our super hefty guy, he is changing our values, and you want to get your values sorted out. So we want the optimal values for us are going to be centralization, innovative, spiritualist aristocracy, just for the economy. We can worry about flipping that later on. Free subjects. This one doesn't really matter. Neither does that. Neither does that. Naval, capital economy, and communalism. So we want to slowly push ourselves to the values that we want. And we want to encourage migration to Lisbon to get as many building levels and jobs in here as possible. After that, development is going to be a really big one. We need to develop our capital up. So if I'm happy with this guy, when he gets us naval and stuff, I might just put him on developing because that is so important. Now, we'll found a town here. And let's have a look at our natural harbours for other places to urbanize. We've got the salt here, but we've expanded that RGO quite a lot. So we'll do the sand place. And we want to expand essentially where we get these natural harbours. Porto's already expanded. This one's already got a town in it as well. So we've got the south coast to do as well. And that's why we're doing such a strong focus on our navy and getting our maritime presence up. Ooh, you're a bit of a gap in the market. Okay, let's sort you out. I've missed that one. I'm rushing through it a bit. You see, the problems of actually optimizing your game and getting the correct settings is it actually goes quite fast. Development, values, migrations are all okay. Yeah. You can also just stick it on strength and government, right? Because if you stick it there, you don't have to spend as much on cost of court. So you're reducing your costs and getting yourself more money. Now our minting slider is crept up again, so we need to reduce this as we're getting a lot of money in our economy. So we're going to pull back on that. And hopefully we get balance the budget again, that would be good. Cut our army maintenance again, and just get as much money as possible into our economy. Now, we are far into naval now, but we are getting this government reform now, so we'll wait for that rather than swapping over feudal nobility. But we probably do want to swap over feudal nobility sometime soon. Now, we have all these fancy new towns arriving on the scene, which is always good. But tin, I don't know if we want to actually expand into tin quite early, because tin's a really good late game resource. Castile's called us into a mega war. Sure, we'll join. We're not going to do anything, but we will join. We're a great ally. Always joining their fancy wars. Wine. There we go. We have everything happening 1 month. We have support the state. We don't really need it. Fund farming estates. Expanding the armories. We'll probably go for forest exploitation here, actually, because it will serve as the backbone of our economy. We don't want to open the finder. That would be bad. Lumber. Let's upgrade these lumber RGOs. Lumber is always good for starting a bit of a tool spiral. Now, how are we doing for maritime presence? Still going up. Beautiful. Now, because we've got some new towns, we've got to build the unique buildings in them, of course. So, coastal forts. There we go. Why are we building coastal forts? Well, because the stats are absolutely insane. 0.15 maritime presence. Blocking is helping privateers. Hostile naval attrition. Very, very useful for what we're trying to do in this game. Increase opinion. Yes, we'll make our nobles not like us. Individualism. Or reducing opinion further. Let's do that one. Never mind, we should have done the other one. Individualism. There we go. I mean, it's only 2 little forest things anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But if we expand lumber cheaply while we're doing it, we can then afford to just spend this on a law change or a CB, and we want a CB. So we'll wait until Castile finishes their war. So we've got a few years on that, but then we'll use our CB on Granada and call in Morocco and start World War One. Now, is there any other good RGOs we can make in the meantime? A few. Yeah, coastal forts are insanely strong. Is there any real benefit to staying Catholic and cardinal maxing? I mean, not if you're trying to be optimal. Probably not, to be honest, because Lollardy is just really strong. But LARPing a bit, I think it could help us from a colonial sense, like Treaty of Tordesillas and all that sort of stuff. But as we get into the colonial game, probably in the next stream, we'll investigate all of that and learn it together. But we've got quite a good lumber surplus now after all of those investments. We should make some weaponsmiths though, as we are spamming quite a lot of these unique buildings. Now we need a library as well, because we've got a lot of new towns. But we're not complaining because their inherent demand of like books and stuff is really good for libraries. So let's make some more scriptoriums actually. There we go. We've got ourselves a naval, and now we can do harbour administration. So now let's change our societal values again, and innovative? Well, do we want to go innovative or communalism? Or further into centralisation, actually. Let's do that first, and then we'll worry about the rest. Nikolai, you're playing a Great Britain game, and you want to grant statehood to one of your previous rulers before switching to Anglican. I misclicked, and you're trying to get the prestige to form an empire. Yes, so the really good tip for that is just triggering some sort of coalition war, right? And then if you invade the coalition, you can piece them all out separately. Say you've got all the Irish people or loads of H3 states, and you can humiliate every single one and spam so much prestige and prestige and prestige and prestige and prestige. So war is your answer. Now go and have fun. Cabinet seats. There we go. We want a new cabinet member. Have we got any good options? Yep, Joao. Let's do it. And we want him developing our capital. So we'll chuck him on there. We will investigate a few more tile kilns. Actually, you are going to be quite efficient, so we'll chuck you on there. And we need to get these unique buildings just fully developed. We don't need to worry about RGOs for now. We just need to get these urbanized locations ready for the future. So that's libraries, that's temples, that's coastal forts, that's wharfs. Really important. But urbanization is so strong. There's a reason why the AI just urbanizes everything. No! The God King has died without an heir. Oh my lord, that's not good. Ah. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. Rip God King. Thank you for your contribution. That's really bad. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Okay, let's hire some courtiers. See if we can get anyone really good for the cabinet. That's quite young. Not really. Okay, we'll just stick you in there. Why not? That is depressing. But it was bound to happen at some point. We had a good run. Stick our concert on our fleet. Does that work for crown power? No, it doesn't, unfortunately. That's sad. When this guy goes as head of cabinet, we can put it on our member of the crown estate, which would be really useful. Our heir is underage, but we finally got him a good education, which is good. And because we've got this like little civil war brewing, let's invest in a bigger army. It'll be expensive, but worth it, considering our plans to invade Granada imminently. Castile won't join right now, so yeah, let's not go ahead with that yet. Let's get this army done. If Castile's going to leave us in the lurch, we need a big army. So what is the best campaign you guys have played yet in EU5? Anything standing out for you? 91 people in Lisbon is way too much. You genuinely want there to be as many cities as possible. 60k of those people would have made cities elsewhere. Yeah, you're right and you're wrong. Obviously, planning more people and gives you more building level is right. And in the early game, you need as much money as possible. So there's no point in worrying about population if you don't have the money for your cities. Now, I know what you're saying in terms of like future-proofing, and I definitely don't disagree. And we won't be encouraging migration much more. But for now, I don't hate it, to be honest. I do kind of like a big capital, just for the economic advantages. Education of the people, max literacy of nobles. We could do education of the people, but then it will annoy our tax rates a little bit. So I think we'll go education of the court for now, until we've got our nobles curtailed. Byzantine playthrough, yeah, the Byzantines are fun. I can't wait for the Byzantine DLC. That will be a good one. Can we peace out with Aragon, please? Like, why have we not peaced them out yet? My CB is going to expire, dudes. I like Venice a lot because you can really abuse market diplomacy, and that's very unique. Yeah, and it's a very different playthrough, right? Just making your trade offices around the world, raking in the sums. It's very different to someone like Portugal, for example. But there's quite a lot of variation in EU5, a lot more than it perhaps gets credit for. Right, we need to get these temples done. And then we can start getting on universities, and our economy is growing quite nicely. Still at 300 tax base though, so we need to see if we can get that up. Our nobles are still not very happy with us, but we're taxing them sufficiently. We need to see if we can get our loyalty equilibrium up with them a bit. So I think stability would be useful in that respect. So we'll start pushing towards max stability, why not? Get some more spinners guilds going, and then more temples after that. We'll upgrade all sides of our economy at the same time. But Bront to the Netherlands, the HRE Emperor, Slayer of Bohemians. That is a fun campaign. I really need to do a Netherlands campaign. Ottoman to historical borders was very fun. Yes, to be fair, the annoying thing is I did a really good Ottoman campaign and a really good Byzantine campaign right before 1.1, so the saves got corrupted, and I'm still not over it. But it's I will have to go back to it at some point. But I think I'm saving my Byzantine playthrough for for the next DLC. But look, I could be convinced. Changing societal values again. We want communalism. Because that will allow us to start curtailing our nobles, which are too powerful at 29%. So too powerful. We have diplomats that are being unused though, so let's see if we can send anyone off to the Crusades. Because we have so much money, I'm really not opposed to just spamming courtiers and sending them off and getting them insane, right? Backing up on really important characters is not a bad idea. We can't annex Cadiz because they're just low. Okay, well, let's increase our diplomatic spending. We have a lot of diplomats spare, so let's see if we can improve some relations for people to actually use it. More money? Well, we have lots of money going around in our economy. Any other good RGOs we can make? Yeah, but not too many. But once again, urbanisation is going to be big for us. Nikolai, you like the direction the game is going? It does. And once we get colonies going as well, I think we're in a very strong place to afford them, which is obviously the big stumbling block. A bit more crown power, can't complain. Any more temples we can make? Absolutely. Any more bridges we can make? Lots of unique buildings. New bridges. That's surprising. Wharf? Wharf, there we go. Yeah, we want all of these buildings to buff harbour capacity. They're so strong. And bridges are really good in the early game because proximity speed is weighted to the early game a little bit, unlike proximity cost, but it does tail off towards the end. Castile have won their war. Right, now let's hope our CB is still here. It is. Brilliant. So we can call in Castile. CV Morocco and go to war. Now we've built up our navy a bit for this, so let's block the straits. I hope we did enough, and let's send our army into the breach. Give it a decent general, no one that crazy, and let's make a few carpenter skills because our country's crying out for it. And let's start planning for a second city. I think we'll do it here in Centre Rim, but we need quite a lot of population for it. Do we want to do it there, or do we want to do it somewhere where we could get a governor? I think we'll get proximity over all of this anyway, so it's not that deep. Let's have a look. Anywhere else? Any good RGOs particularly? Nah, we'll just do it here. Encourage migration. Santorin, there we go. Start thinking about making a city there. It's also earthquake prone, but that is a shout actually. Do we really want to put a second city there? Is there anywhere easier with more population? Let's have a look at our population map. Somewhere that doesn't require as big of an investment. Porto. Let's do it in Porto. We only need 5k more people there, and then we can make a city there. So I like that idea. Let's do it in Porto. More money. Wharf. Sawmill, actually. That's a good idea. Making some sawmills will be very useful for us. And windmills, actually. But we'll do them first. Now, we've got a lot of our lumber RGOs that are pretty built up. So we just need sawmills for it, really. Oh, and our cabinet is here as well. And conductor sensors is straight there. We need population now. So we have still just loyal vassal. Dudes, right. Let's see if we can invest anything into you to make you shut up a little bit. Support loyalists. Is this the one we're looking for? Give them support loyalists. Yeah, diplomats. Let's do it. Shut up. We have spare diplomats for this. And we can probably do it in Almeria as well. Make them both loyal. And keep them being annexed. Brilliant. Oh, that's less brilliant. Us losing that battle. We might have to raise our levies. Let's do it. Get a few more charcoal kilns going. Why not? Charcoal is always valuable, especially once we have so much lumber. And if we're making even more sawmills, we're going to have a lot of lumber, aren't we? Let's coalesce our armies. Yeah, we'll start working on this city in Porto. We're getting our inflation down as well, which is always useful, but scriptoriums is what we need as well for profit, because we've created a lot of buildings that use books. So there's no point in having all this book demand if we don't have the books for it and we can't import it from anywhere. Rights of the nobility. Now that will be very, very useful. This guy can join the commoners estate. Why not? There we go. Raw materials output. Very useful. Protected harbours. And is bark what we're looking for? Is that the caravel? Yes, that's what we're looking for. Iberian caravel as well. That would be brilliant for us. Drag paper. Bureaucracy. Counting houses. Some very good text coming up. There goes our stability, but we've got the... we have the population, which is the big bit for it. Oh, shit. That's not good. Let's go and defend our shores. Especially considering we just annihilated 6k of their people in the sea. Thank you. I'm not complaining one bit. AI always forgets to build lumber buildings, so it's a good market scaling. Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm thinking that these sawmills are going to be very, very useful. Because, is it what, 20%? Where is it? Let's find another lumber RGO just to demonstrate. Yeah, lumber output 20%. That is so good. Especially on such a useful resource. And again, it is a fact. And we can always upgrade these RGOs even more, so. Just because we're building it on non-finished ones now doesn't mean it's an issue. But 20% of a buff to lumber output would be very, very good. Now, rights of the nobility. Diplomatic spending, I'm going to cut a little bit. Because we're now spending diplomats on keeping these guys loyal. Let's try and improve relations again with England, though. I think that's a good relationship to maintain, definitely. Pull you back for a bit. We want to maintain our maritime presence. And check, actually, is there any more coastal forts we can make? Yes, good. And that's probably why it took the Moroccans so long to land and why the Castilians could just lap them up because of those coastal forts. So it's been a very, very good investment. So any suggestions for our economy? What should we be building next? Should we be working on urbanisation and cities? Should we just continue building up? Should we just go hell to the leather on invading Morocco? Have they just annexed our vassal? Right, Morocco is dying. They're not getting away with this. How many troops have they got left? 2,000. Okay. They're not getting away with that one. Raise the levies. We're going to raise all of our naval levies. All 50 of them. You don't get to annex my vassal and get away with it. Even if it was your land. But I think that's a technicality. RGO output plus 10%. Very good. Now, this is going to be hell for our population because of a certain something called malaria. But look, it won't be that bad. Hopefully not. We just need to push the capital as fast as possible. Already struggling with food. That's brilliant. Let's just push inland as fast as possible. And get some sieges going. We need to get these supply lines, otherwise we're going to take a lot of damage. I mean, look at the malaria presence already. It's starting to tick up, which is the ancient bane of humanity. But I went to Morocco recently, actually, only a few months ago, and they've actually eradicated malaria in modern day Morocco, which is really cool. Because it's a much more dry climate than it seems from its location. So it's not that great for mosquitoes, which I'm sure the natives are very happy about. Now, any other towns we can make before we start doing cities? Well, obviously, there's loads of options, right? But it's which ones are good for us. Now, sand, sure. There we go. The invasion of Morocco is looking quite good. They've only got 2,000 people. And how many of that is regulars? Not many. Actually, a few of them are. Yeah, about 1,000. Okay, just got to stay on our toes. I said that while I didn't stay on my toes. And we got caught. Oh, they've... Is that mercs? Oh, there's new levies. Okay. Let's see if we can piece them out. We've got 50% war score. That's not fair. Me having to spend 20 war score on my own land back. That is depressing. They negotiate for their entire alliance. Okay, so we can separate peace Granada? Yes, okay, we can separate peace Granada. And we'll transfer this one to our vassal. And you can press right click on transfer occupation. It gives the entire state. And it's taking ages to annex that one. So we will take it for ourselves and use the cabinet action on it. There we go. I mean, we have a cabinet minister free, theoretically, if I just put him out on it. Let's just let him get the 30,000 people on Porto, and then we'll get him on it. Yeah, and then we can do some more damage to Morocco first. Sure. More reps, money. More land? I mean, yeah. Sure, that's a decent little peace deal. So now the question is, what do we want to release as a vassal? Considering what happened last time, when they all abandoned us. But we've got a stronger army now to crush any vassal or any upstart rebellion. So let's progress at least 1 month. Yeah, taking Fez from Morocco is definitely one for the next war. So we're going to shut down our levies. Bring our troops home first, though. We won't do an America and leave them stranded in another continent. Get them actually out of the sea and disband the levies, same with the naval levies, and back into the sea for maritime presence. Right, rights and nobility is a core decision, so I think we will leave that for next session and make it when we're next up. It's getting near midnight for me anyway, so a good time to head off. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's been much appreciated. I've enjoyed this save. No colonisation just yet, but we are getting there. We are properly close. So next session, we will definitely get into it. But we definitely need to start exploring nice and early. But thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you in. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your evening. And hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow for a next session. See you in a bit.